Let me tell you something. I am 94 years old, and when I tell people that my legs feel like steel, they don't believe me at first. They look at me and see the wrinkles, the age spots, the slow shuffle when I walk into a room. But then they see me climb the stairs without help. They see me stand up from a chair with no struggle. They see me walk without a cane or walker, legs solid, balanced, and full of power. They always ask the same thing. How do you do it? And I always smile, lean in, and say just 1 tablespoon a day. That's all it takes. 1 tablespoon and 6 essential vitamins that have carried me through the years with strength I never thought I'd keep. Let me tell you something else. Weak legs are not an inevitable part of aging. That's a lie we've all been sold. Sure, the muscles get tired faster, the bones lose a little density, the joints creak a little louder. But weakness? That's not set in stone. Our bodies are always talking to us, even when we grow older. And if we listen, if we feed them the right fuel, if we give them what they need, they respond. They heal, they strengthen. That's not just hope, that's biology. Now I'm going to tell you about these 6 vitamins, not because I read about them in some magazine, but because I've lived them. I've felt the difference, I've studied the science, I've pored over the data, talked to specialists, and most importantly, I've paid attention to my own body. These vitamins are not magic. They're medicine. Natural, powerful medicine that helps the muscles stay firm, the nerves stay sharp, the bones stay dense, and the legs keep moving. The first one is vitamin D. Let me start here because this one is the foundation. Without it, everything else falls apart. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, and calcium is what makes your bones strong. But that's just the beginning. There's a study published in the Journal of Gerontology that showed older adults with low vitamin D levels were more likely to fall, not just because of bone weakness, but because vitamin D also helps your muscles contract properly. A tablespoon of cod liver oil every day. That's how I get mine. 1 tablespoon. It has just the right amount and it's absorbed easily. And don't forget the sunshine. 15 minutes in the morning sun does wonders. But if you can't get out, then the tablespoon is your best friend. Now the second vitamin, vitamin B12. This one is often ignored, but I'll tell you what. You ignore it and your legs will let you know. B12 is critical for nerve function. As we age, the myelin sheath that protects our nerves begins to wear down. B12 helps keep that sheath intact. Without it, your legs can feel numb, weak, even painful. There's a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that found nearly 40% of older adults are deficient in B12, and most of them don't even know it. They just think the tingling or weakness is part of getting old. It's not, it's a deficiency. I get my B12 through nutritional yeast. 1 tablespoon a day, delicious and easy. Sprinkle it on your eggs or in your soup, or just eat it plain. It's a powerhouse. Now listen closely. Vitamin K2. Most people have never even heard of this one, but it might just be the missing link for strong legs and strong bones. K2 works together with vitamin D. While D helps you absorb calcium, K2 tells the calcium where to go. Without K2, calcium can end up in your arteries or joints instead of your bones. That's where the stiffness and pain can come from. A study in Osteoporosis International showed that people with higher K2 intake had significantly better bone density and fewer fractures. Natto, a fermented soybean dish from Japan, is the richest source. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but a tablespoon a day, just 1, can change everything. Or you can get it from hard cheeses like Gouda or from a good K2 supplement. But don't skip it, it's essential. Fourth, vitamin E. I call this the oil of the body, not just because it's good for your skin, but because it keeps the blood flowing. Your legs need circulation. Poor blood flow means weak muscles, slow healing, and cold feet. Vitamin E helps keep your blood vessels soft and open. It reduces inflammation, which is a big cause of pain and stiffness in old age. In one study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults with higher vitamin E levels had better physical function and could walk longer distances without pain. I get mine from sunflower seeds, just 1 tablespoon a day. Raw, unsalted, and natural. Chew them slowly. Feel the life in them. Now let me tell you about vitamin C. You've heard about it for your immune system, but did you know it's also critical for your legs? Vitamin C is how your body makes collagen, and collagen is what holds your joints, tendons, and muscles together. Without it, your legs can become fragile. Your joints may ache. A study from the British Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults with higher vitamin C intake had better muscle mass and function. That means they could walk faster, stand up easier, and move without as much pain. I get mine from 1 tablespoon of acerola cherry powder. It's potent, natural, and full of the kind of vitamin C your body knows how to use. Mix it with water, stir, and drink. 1 tablespoon a day. And the 6th vitamin, magnesium. I saved this for last because it's the quiet one. The one that does 100 jobs and never asks for attention. But your legs need it more than almost anything else. Magnesium helps your muscles relax after they contract. Without it, your legs can cramp, twitch, or lock up. It also supports bone density and nerve function. And yet, nearly 80% of older adults are deficient. That's what the National Institutes of Health reported. Magnesium is found in dark leafy greens, but I get mine from pumpkin seed butter. Just 1 tablespoon a day. It tastes good, goes down easy, and gives your legs what they're begging for. Now I know some of you are thinking, can 1 tablespoon of this or that really make a difference? Let me tell you this. The body doesn't heal with big dramatic moments. It heals slowly, daily. It heals with consistency. 1 tablespoon may not seem like much, but when taken every single day with intention, it becomes a ritual, a healing rhythm, like watering a plant. You don't dump a gallon once a month. You give it a little every day. That's how you stay strong. That's how you keep moving. That's how you protect your legs even at 94. I've lived through war, through hunger, through the loss of people I loved, through winters that froze my bones and summers that scorched my skin. But through it all, I moved, I walked, I carried burdens, and my legs carried me. So now I give them what they deserve. These 6 vitamins are not just nutrients. They are respect. They are gratitude. They are life. When I sit at the table each morning and take my tablespoon, I think of all the people who can't stand without help. I think of the stairs they can't climb, the walks they can't enjoy, and my heart aches. Because many of them could have stayed strong, if only they had known, if only someone had told them. So I am telling you now, not because I'm selling anything, not because I want anything from you, but because I've lived it. And because I know that strength is possible even in old age. It's not about being young again. It's not about pretending we're 20 when we're 90. It's about honoring this body we've lived in for so long. It's about giving it the tools to keep carrying us just a little further, to let us dance a little longer, to stand a little taller, to walk with pride, with balance, with strength. So remember these 6. Vitamin D from cod liver oil, vitamin B12 from nutritional yeast, vitamin K2 from natto or cheese, vitamin E from sunflower seeds, vitamin C from acerola cherry, magnesium from pumpkin seed butter. 1 tablespoon a day, each one. Simple, natural, powerful. Do it not just for your legs. Do it for your independence. Do it for your walks through the garden, for your trips to the store, for your grandchildren who still want to race you to the mailbox. Do it for the mornings you want to rise without groaning, for the nights you want to sleep without cramps, for the years you still have left to walk this earth with dignity. I'm 94. My legs are strong, and yours can be too. All it takes is 1 tablespoon a day, every day, with love, with purpose, with hope. What does my daily routine look like at 94? Let me tell you what my day looks like at 94. Not because I think I'm special, and not because I have it all figured out. I share it because there's something about the quiet rhythm of a healthy day that speaks louder than any medicine bottle. People look at me and wonder how I'm still moving so well, how I get out of bed without groaning, how I still smile when I stretch my legs in the morning. The truth is, I don't have a secret. I have a routine, and this routine has kept my body alive and strong longer than I ever expected. My day starts early, around 5:30 or 6 in the morning. I wake up without an alarm. My body is used to this now. Years of consistency taught it how to rest and when to rise. As soon as I open my eyes, I don't grab a phone. I don't rush to the kitchen. I lie there for a few minutes and take 10 long, deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. This centers me. It calms the nervous system and gives the heart a steady rhythm to follow. There was a study from the Harvard Medical School that showed controlled breathing could lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation in older adults. That's not just a nice bonus. That's life-saving. After my breaths, I sit up slowly. I always sit at the edge of the bed and do what I call the thankful stretch. I reach my arms above my head. I roll my shoulders. I flex my ankles and toes. These little movements tell the muscles it's time to wake up. Studies from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy have shown that gentle morning movement helps prevent falls and increases mobility in older adults. I do not rush. That's one of the rules. Rushing is for people who think they have something more important than peace. At 94, peace is everything. Once I'm up, I drink a full glass of room temperature water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. This hydrates the body and supports digestion. A 2021 study in Nutrients confirmed that mild dehydration is linked to cognitive decline and muscle weakness in seniors. Just one glass in the morning makes a difference. Then I take my vitamins. The same ones I talked about before. 1 tablespoon each. Cod liver oil for vitamin D. Nutritional yeast for B12. A bit of natto or aged cheese for K2. Sunflower seeds for vitamin E. Acerola cherry powder for vitamin C. Pumpkin seed butter for magnesium. This is not a chore for me. This is nourishment. This is me giving my body what it asks for. It's my way of saying thank you for another day. Breakfast is light and steady, usually eggs, some sautéed greens, and a slice of sprouted grain bread. I eat slowly. I chew carefully. I've learned that digestion begins in the mouth. I've also learned that the body listens better when you don't rush your meals. Protein is always a part of my breakfast. I read a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that said older adults need more protein to maintain muscle than younger people do. That stuck with me, so I make sure to include it with every meal. After breakfast, I go for a walk, always outside even if it's cold. Fresh air is not optional. I take my cane sometimes, not because I need it, but because it reminds me to walk with intention. My walk is not fast, it's mindful. I look at the trees, I watch the birds, I talk to the neighborhood cats, I move with awareness. Walking is not just exercise, it is medicine. The National Institute on Aging found that just 20 minutes of walking a day can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and depression in seniors. That's not a theory, that's my reality. When I return, I spend a few minutes stretching again. Simple movements, gentle bends, a few shoulder rolls. Sometimes I lie on the floor and do slow leg lifts to keep my hips strong. You might think this is excessive, but the hips are the hinges of the body. If they go, everything else follows. Keeping them flexible means keeping independence. Mid-morning, I usually spend time reading or writing. The brain is a muscle too, and if you don't use it, it forgets how to work. I read medical journals. Not all at once, just a few pages here and there. I also keep a notebook of questions I want to explore. Curiosity is what keeps me sharp. There was a study in neurology that linked lifelong learning and reading with a slower rate of cognitive decline in seniors. I believe that. I've felt that. When I stop learning, I feel my energy drop. So I keep learning. Lunch is again light but balanced, usually a soup or stew with beans, vegetables, and olive oil. I always eat with gratitude. I say a small prayer, not a religious one necessarily, just words of thanks. That food didn't get to my plate by accident. People planted it, harvested it, prepared it. That energy is now in me. I respect that. The early afternoon is for rest. I lie down for 20 to 30 minutes. I don't always sleep. Sometimes I just breathe. Sometimes I listen to soft music. Rest is different from sleep. Rest is intentional. A study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience showed that even short periods of rest during the day improve memory and mental clarity in older adults. I feel this to be true. If I don't rest, I feel cloudy. If I do, I feel renewed. Later in the afternoon, I do a few minutes of light strength exercises. Nothing extreme, just bodyweight movements. Wall push-ups, chair squats, some light resistance band pulls. Strength keeps me upright. A study in the Journals of Gerontology said strength training 2 to 3 times a week helps seniors regain muscle, improve bone density, and enhance balance. That's not a gym membership. That's 5 minutes with a chair and a wall. Dinner is early, always before the sun sets. I keep it light and warm. Soups, soft cooked vegetables, a bit of fish or lentils. I avoid sugar. Not because I fear it, but because I respect the way it affects my sleep and my joints. After dinner, I take a slow walk around the house, just 5 minutes. It helps with digestion and gives my legs one last bit of movement before the night. There's a study in diabetes care that found walking for 10 minutes after meals significantly reduced blood sugar spikes in older adults. That's enough proof for me. Before bed, I write a few thoughts in my journal. What went well, what I learned, who I thought of. Then I drink a small cup of chamomile or lemon balm tea. I turn off the lights. I do not watch screens before bed. I stretch my feet. I say goodnight to my body like an old friend, because that's what it is. A companion I've lived in for nearly a century. I treat it gently. I sleep around 8 hours. Not always straight through, but I always return to sleep easily. That's what a calm day gives you, a peaceful night. So when people ask me what keeps me going at 94, I tell them the truth. It's not one thing. It's the rhythm of many small things done with care. It's listening to the body, feeding it what it needs, moving it just enough, resting it fully, thanking it often. That's my daily routine. And every single piece of it is earned, learned, and deeply lived.